Hey, you want to see me blog about stuff you probably don't give a crap about? Of course you do, it's the internet.
Oxbiglius, some guy nobody knows even exists on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ox Bigley, and I'm here to kind of pitch something to you folks. As the man of creativity that I am, I'll wait for you to stop laughing. As a man of creativity that I am, I come up with a lot of ideas, some of which are just very abstract and weird. One of which was an idea for a short film, B-movie thing, whatever. Now I'm going to give you the title in a second. Because of the title and the nature of it, it could be very, very silly. In fact, I intend it to be. However, there's one of two ways to do a B-movie. You can either A, do it as a comedy, knowing how ridiculous it is, or you could do it as something serious and in turn actually be more sillier than if you just did straight comedy. The name of the film, and I'll put it down here on the bottom of the, hopefully, I don't know where I'm pointing, but somewhere in this general vicinity, is going to be the title of the film, which is The Killer Knows. The reason why I'm writing it is because it sounds like another word. The story is this. Typical B-movie fashion here. A meteorite crashes to Earth. On said meteorite is a substance of sort of plastic goop that feels sort of like human flesh, but is nigh invulnerable. Like all B-movies, you know, government takes it, they run a few tests on it or whatever, and before they really understand it, they want to use it in a project of that being that they want to try to graft it onto human skin in order to create, you know, super soldiers or whatever. So in order to do this, they give it to an unwitting plastic surgeon. The plastic surgeon uses said goop in a nose job, and basically what this creature is it's a symbiotic creature where it feeds off the host. It needs the host until it feeds enough to where it can be big enough to exist on its own. It pretty much uses up the host body. This can lead to some very, very funny things, obviously. Part of my idea is that it starts off, obviously, the size of a nose, and it just gets sort of bigger and bigger and bigger every time it feeds. Now, of course, the way it feeds is by simply, you know, just, you know, the first thing that gets eaten is the guy's finger, pretty much. Because, you know, it's a nose job, he feels an itch, whatever, puts a finger up there, crunch, you know, goofy stuff like that. You know, good quality cinema right there. So aside from that, you know, it gets bigger, it gets the size of a dog, which if I had some people that owned a dog, I could probably have it eat the dog, or at least get some kind of very fake looking dog-like creature to... Anyway, I figured it would also be something similar to the way it feeds, would be something similar to how an owl eats. It'll eat like a mouse or something, and then what its stomach does is it compresses all the bones and feathers and all the inedible stuff, and then just kind of like horfs it back up. I figure one nostril is a feeding tube, and the other nostril just kind of sneeze out, you know, the skeleton or whatever. I mean, come on, that'd be just hilarious to see his nose kind of like jiggle shaking, and then all of a sudden it just like is just kind of green skeleton kind of shoots out. I think it'd be funny. Ultimately, one of the problems I had was trying to kill the creature. You know, you can always invent the creatures. It's killing it is the hard part. I actually was talking to some people at work one time, and they told me, well, why not get some, you know, hose it down with nasal spray or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to do that because that's a little too cliche. However, I did come up with the idea that, you know, have like one of those nasal spray bottles but like upside down, and have like a hose going to like a big huge super soaker, which may be used in the film, maybe an idea I can use, I don't know. But ultimately I decided to do this, and that is you take the creature, you lure it up to the highest point in the city, town, ville, whatever. The city of Townsville, I don't know. mountain and basically air pressure would cause it to be eviscerated, and sort of like the inverse effect of what happens to deep sea creatures. If you pull them up to the surface too fast, their bodies can't decompress properly, whatever, and they just blow up. Sort of the inverse effect of that. If anybody's ever seen the air pressure trick with a can of soda and ice, and it just kind of closes in on itself, something like that. Basically a nosebleed, which, you know, that's the long story around to getting it. It's a nosebleed that kills the thing. Of course, I just gave you the more scientific, you know, the guy in the white lab coat's going to explain that part. But, you know, so basically, I'm thinking about doing a cliffhanger with a sequel that will never be made, but just something to throw in there just to be funny. Honestly, I really don't know what to do with this. I don't have the funding. If you see my last video, you heard me complain about funding. I don't have any funding. I really don't know where to even start as far as wanting to write this. I can, basically what I told you, that's what I have. I don't have anything about characters other than I kind of want to have a guy who's, because normally in a lot of these stories, there's always a protagonist who, he goes through some kind of life change, he's a jerk, and then because the situation sets in, he's got to rise up to the occasion to be a hero. I kind of want to do I just want somebody who's a jerk, does what he has to do just because, you know, either like the original Duke Nukem, because his TV show got interrupted, I don't know. So, but nothing, he's still a jerk through the entire thing, and you kind of hate him, but he's the hero, you know? You never see that, or at least I don't recall anybody ever doing that before. I'm sure there's some movies out there where that happens. Anyway, so that's all I have, really. That, the scientist, a fake commercial for the nasal spray that, you know, and some government general who's, you know, obviously too stupid for his own good, like there is. Maybe a cop, maybe like an Officer Mooney from Killer Clowns from Outer Space, who believes no one, and I don't know, maybe kind of lampoon that more than has already been done. I don't know. Basically, what I'm thinking about doing, depending on how much feedback or whatever I get from this video here, part of my idea is maybe to start up a Kickstarter campaign. I really have no idea what all goes into that. I don't know if I need to pay anything to even get that started, which I don't think that would make any sense since you're supposed to raise money. I've tried going on Indie Mogul and kind of feel around it without actually telling what I'm going to do. However, because I'm making this video, this is one of my main reasons for not really doing that, saying everything on Indie Mogul forums, is because I don't want anybody stealing my idea. But the fact that I'm making this video and this video exists is proof that it's my idea. So everything I chronicled for you about the whole story. So that's it. If you're interested in this, give me some pop. Let me know what you think, and we'll see what happens from there. Obviously, nothing's going to happen immediately, but it's an idea I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and hopefully I can actually get it done. Then again, it could be just another pipe dream, and this video can get less than 10 views. Who knows? So, again, let me know downstairs in the comments. Or let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Depending on whether or not this site's on another, this web, Yabba Dabba Doo. I don't know how to speak English apparently right now.